Yeah.
Hello, Gina and Christian. I am Latasha with Awards Buzz. How are you?
To
So good,
you.
Good. I'm doing good. Let's just get straight into it. Gina,
man. Come
you're up
on.
first.
Give it to me. What you got?
Gina, what is it that intrigues you the absolute most about your character, Sophie? And in what ways would you say that your character has, evolved season by season?
I think that evolve is the absolute right word for her. I mean, I think when we first met Sophie, she was just like, we were talking about this earlier that all the characters are lone wolves, but she was just on her own like track, getting by with her like acting like bad acting and getting by with her like conning. And I think being a part of something and being accountable to this group of people and then taking a maternal role with Parker in the early seasons, it's like basically seen her like soften and soften and soften through the years. And it's really nice to be able to play a character that like has that journey, like you see the cracks, the chinks kind of come away. And what I love about this season is that there's no drama for Sophie. There's no baggage. There's no angst. She's just like in her groove. She's getting her flirt on. She's enjoying watching everybody else do their thing. Like she's not like hassling Brianna to go to college. She's like, okay, be you, you be you, you do you. And it just felt like the first time we've been doing it for so long. But I loved the fact that this season she just like felt really she felt really like accepting of herself and of everyone else in the team.
Yeah.
Yeah, and everything that you're doing, you're looking fabulous and fly. The wardrobe is out of this world. And where is that green bag? Like you have to, like I want your green purse that you had
I
in.
picked that. I mean,
Did you?
I didn't pick it like it was in the room, but when I put on that turquoise suit, I was like, "Oh, how about a clash?" And
Yeah.
Nadine was like, "Oh yeah, the clash works." But yeah, I was really
I didn't
happy.
think it worked. I actually asked her. I was like, "What the hell are you doing?" But anyway, but of course, she has that green bag. We're on leverage. We steal
But
everything.
wait, what did you think of the episode where I'm wearing the beautiful white organza blouse and I get kidnapped and there's not a mark on it?
First of all, I'm obsessed with every single look. And I was actually going to get onto the wardrobe part just to ask, later on, after this next question with Christian, like how much say do you have when it comes to, costume design and, your hairstyles that you're rocking?
Time do you got, man? She'll answer it. Yeah.
No, I
Listen, you are giving Tom Cruise energy. Listen.
He's one of my favorite actors, man. I love that. So there you go, man. Thank you so much for that. That's very much a compliment.
I love your character role. You are clearly the hitter, and not only are you filling shoes in a violent way, but you are also somewhat protective. You're protective of your team and those that are very close to you. Like, what does it feel like peeling back those different layers of your character role throughout this season?
I feel like you know what? As she talked about earlier, we were lone wolves. You know what I mean? If anyone is a lone wolf, it's her and
Mm,
Parker. To be honest with you, they probably tie. I was actually a team member at one point. I started off in the armed forces. I started off with Delta Force, and all that kind of stuff. Um, I think I've lost a lot of guys that I shouldn't have lost, and
mm,
so I'm not on this watch. You know
mhm.
what I mean? And I think that that's his thing. And it's sort of when Nate left, it was sort of, she said paternal earlier. It's sort of like me as well. I start to feel like, I'm the owl looking down at night when everybody's sleeping, nobody's coming in on my watch, or the wolf in the day, type stuff. So it's just like, it's a tough job for him, which is so much fun to play. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
I love
Which is
him.
like, it's underlying sometimes, and it may not be in the scene unless you actually rewatch it and think of what I just said. And then you'll see, oh, that was why his eyes did that. That's why his brow is furrowed all the time. You know what I mean? It's just like he's literally like making sure, not on my watch, not this time. It's
And
always
talk
his
to me
boss.
about the your hairstyle. Is that a wig or like did you just get a new haircut? Like what's going on there?
Did she just say, is that a wig?
I think it's personally your real hair. I do.
That's my real hair. It's always been my real hair. This is just short because I was doing something else. Always my real hair. Listen, I'm Cherokee Indian, man. That's always my hair. Come on, man.
It
I
looks
love it.
good.
It was a
It's
thing that we did early, and I told Dean, and I love it now. But I told Dean I based this character off a couple of people that I had heard of. One of them being, and I might get shot by saying this, but Richard Marchenko, who was the founder of SEAL Team Six, who was the only guy in the Navy who was allowed to grow long hair and a beard. Now it's a normal thing with Navy SEALs and stuff like that because you can't get, but he had there were things posted across walls in third world countries, $1 million dead or alive, you know what I mean? And it was the Navy cut, so he was allowed to do that. And I just thought, what an interesting thing if he's known in so many countries. Me and her are known in so many countries, Sophie Devereaux and Elliot Spencer, that he has to change his look. So I grew the long hair, not knowing that it would be such a thing. But I'm gonna set you straight real quick. Never a wig.
well, thanks for
I love
setting
it.
me straight.
Yeah.
Gina, when it comes to the projects that you say yes to and the character roles that you take on, what are some of the things that you consider at this point in your career as an actress?
I definitely feel like um, I've been around long enough to know what my kind of sweet spot is. And I feel like I've done a lot of like very serious drama in the theater, and then I've done like high comedy with my show Coupling from that I was known for in the UK. And then I feel like Leverage is like a real sweet spot for me because I really enjoy playing the comedy, but I also love to play like an emotional arc. And I think that was the thing that kind of that drew John and Dean to me as the right pick for Sophie because I was able to like inhabit both of those qualities. So I'm very happy in that zone. And sometimes I get sent scripts and it's like it's not hitting that sweet spot for me, but I'll carry on doing this show for as long as it goes because I love the fact that I feel so privileged that I get to do both of those things.
She's one of the best actresses I've ever worked with in my life. I learn from her every time they roll camera, and I've been doing it for so many years. It's ridiculous. Yeah, it really is. It really is.
I
Yeah.
love that. I love that. Christian, I want to briefly talk about the choreography involved with your character role because I can only imagine that there is an entire journey going on behind the scenes when it comes to the body movement, some of the scenes that you are enacting. Like, what does that process and element of your role look like?
I tell you, I'm so glad you asked this. It's very difficult because you have to keep doing stuff that's new.
Mm,
So you watch the MMA world, you watch different stuff, you watch what people are doing. You have to have a certain knowledge of, like, we based the character off of Kali at first. You know what I mean? And I was a wrestler out of Oklahoma. And so you do this, but I was also just, I mean, to be honest with you, I grew up in I, I was a street fighter. So it was like, you have these things. So you're just a ground and pound type of thing. I don't use guns. So it's like this and that. All that went out the window when we started doing it. It just became a dance. I don't
mm.
even know if I remember how to fight anymore, to be honest with you. It's just a dance. If you do this violent, violent dance and everybody gets to go home, it's a success for the day, because sometimes people go to the hospital, including me.
I
She's
think
been
that,
around it. She's,
I
yeah.
think people underestimate like how much focus it requires because you're not just dealing with you. Like we get the scripts so quick, right? And they we move so fast. And so he's fighting people that he's never met before, maybe until that day. You don't know what their limitations are.
Mhm.
You don't know if they can do, they can connect with that. It's very it's very exciting watching him shoot it. Like I've come to set, even if I'm not in the scene sometimes, to watch him like shoot a fight scene because it is like electric to kind of to watch him do it in such a controlled way. And he's always the person that's picking the guy off the floor, dusting him off, saying, "Are you okay? Are you comfortable? Do I need to change anything for you to be comfortable?" It's a lot of effort goes into it.
My
Yeah.
point is, thank you for that, by the way. I love you. I can get everybody home safely, back in their car, then it's a successful day. But it is
And
just,
Sorry about that. I feel like I can talk to the both of you forever. Two very quick things before I let you go. Christian, how do you take care of your body after these scenes? Because I can only imagine how sore and how achy you're feeling. And Gina, what is it that you would like for viewers to pull away from your character this upcoming season?
I unfortunately, when I go to bed, I got to wake up and probably do it the next day. We do about 2 fights a week. So I'll put a beer on it and I'll be good. No, I don't do enough that I should do. But I tell you this, I stay in the gym. I really honestly stay in the gym. And some of that soreness does come out by doing that stuff. I don't do enough, to be honest with you. But I wish I had something great to say, but I can't sit there and tell you something that I don't do. So I, as I'm getting older, I'm going to start doing some more stuff. I apologize. I just get up and do it again the next day. I mean, that's it. Just
I think
Bruce Lee, you learn to fight by fighting. So yeah,
I think I'd like people to take away, like, actually the theme of the season, which is like that we all need to adapt sometimes. We need to grow and adapt. And I think that what I would like to take away is like how people to take away is how important it is to be able to adapt your relationships and adapt your growth and like and enjoy like communal experiences. The team are working, gelling so well together as a group. And, I think what's great about this show is that it's a great show to watch communally as well. So, what I want people to take away is come to my house and watch Leverage. Don't just sit in your room by yourself on your device, but like come over. We've got fans that have like make it a real thing. Come to my house, let's do a barbecue and watch Leverage.
I like that.
And let's get back to like watching shows that are about community.
That's it.
Yeah, and create a movement.
Yeah.
Hopefully they'll do that after this interview. Thank you both so very much for your time
By the
today.
best. You asked the loveliest questions, really thoughtful
Perfect.
questions. Thank you so much.